Hey guys, it's Richard at altcoins. Today I want to run through another market update, touch on Bitcoin and Ethereum, as well as a few other coins such as Binance, Polkadot, TFUEL, Dodge, and others. And generally speaking, we have in the last couple of weeks made some solid ground, bounced off some lows, and had some nice inflection in the momentum, such as MACD. And now we've run up against some resistance levels where the momentum has fizzled out, and we're probably going to, experience a modest pullback. Hopefully, a modest pullback. Maybe retest some of the support areas and continue higher. In general, though, trends have been broken, and we'll take a look at that. So I believe, are in a down market right now. I hate to say it, but maybe even a bearish part of the cycle. I hope I'm wrong. There is some trading opportunities, always are, but the simple buy and hold and the trend will take care of it. I think for now it will not work, because the trends are actually, for the most part, have been busted, broken, and are downward sloping. So let's go ahead and today we're actually going to see some performances for all the coins, major coins. As you can see here, on last 24 hours, Bitcoin is down 10%, Ethereum 11%. All the big coins are down 10 to 15, even 20%. Has to do with a couple of things going on. One was the continued China crackdown on crypto ecosystem in general, mining as well as exchanges. In fact, we learned that some of the crypto opinion leaders' accounts on Weibo have been blocked. So that may have sparked the pullback, as well as another narrative that has been creeping up, not just in crypto space, but really across all asset classes, which is that the U.S. monetary policy could change. It's been very expansive, right? The Fed and generally central banks around the world have been pumping money into the economies, printing money, making it really cheap to borrow with low interest rates. However, the inflation, particularly in the U.S., is starting to creep up, and that has many to worry that that will force the central banks, specifically the U.S. central bank, the Fed, to pull back on its monetary easy policy, and maybe even hike rates. Right now, the markets do not anticipate that for the next 1 or 2 years, but the chances are increasing, and that could play out in the risk assets, which crypto assets and crypto markets are considered still in the risk assets category, along with some high-flying tech stocks and so on. If we look at some inflation measures here, if we look at commodity prices, they've gone up since last year, double, triple in some cases, and that has translated into higher cost of goods and prices. And so if we look at the inflation rate for the last year, actually a few years, 3 years, it's spiked up recently as the economies have opened up and the demand has recovered much faster than supply, along with the aforementioned increases in prices of commodities, and we're at the highest levels in 3 years. And right now, the Fed and the central banks are saying that this is just temporary, and that that this will pass and will not affect their monetary policy. But more and more people and investors fear that that may not be the case. And that could impact the valuations in all asset classes, particularly the risky asset classes like stocks and crypto markets. So when we look at what the action today is, as I mentioned, is down double digits. Let's look at the couple of the bellwethers like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin is in a downtrend. I mean, we can see it on the, this is a daily chart, and we can take a look at the 6-month chart here. But if we look at our trend rating, as you can see up here, it's down, strong down on the short term, strong down on the medium term, and down on the long term basis. I mean, I haven't seen this in a while. It really looks bad. And what looks even worse is that during the recent rebound that we saw here in second half of May, we bounced off of the $30,000 level, reached 40,000, failed to break that, which was also the 200-day moving average, as you can see here. And you cannot have an uptrend if you're below the 200-day moving average. And so we didn't, the price didn't cross above it, or if it did, it didn't hold above it. It pulled back and made another attempt, but in fact, it actually failed to break 40. In fact, it made a lower high. Generally speaking, trends and beginning of trends are formed by higher highs and higher lows. Those are the hallmarks of an uptrend. Well, right now, unfortunately, we're seeing lower highs and lower lows. Even during this rebound here, as you can see, this second high here, or upswing, wasn't higher than the prior high, and therefore we actually didn't make a higher high, and we're about to make a lower low again. Not positive, certainly not positive for Bitcoin, and unfortunately that carries the rest of the space with it. Now we are close to the very, I would say, major support level, 30,000. If we zoom out to 6 months, as you can see, 30,000 was held at the beginning of the year several times before it made a major rally. We've seen a couple of times where we dropped to 30,000 in recent month, and it held and bounced, and we're approaching that level again. I do think that this level will hold. I hope it holds, and we bounce again. But it is in a downtrend, no questions about it. If you look at the MACD indicator, which is a momentum indicator, the best momentum indicator, you can see that the histogram, these blue bars, peaked very quickly and in fact are declining. What we would want to see is a reversal of that, and basically the MACD histogram will tell us early on when the momentum returns. Some swing traders could buy it here at $30,000 and assume that we will bounce off that level. I think it's a good trade. I think the chances are that we will. It's a swing trade. Nevertheless, it's not a trend trader's choice. A trend trader spots a trend early or midway in forming and rides that trend up. But in this case, as I mentioned, we're nowhere near an uptrend. We're making lower highs and lower lows, which is actually indicates a downtrend. Not good news here for Ethereum, which has been outperforming Bitcoin. As you can see, even on a 3-month basis, Ethereum's up 44%, Bitcoin is down 35%. In the last month, Ethereum is down 28%, Bitcoin is down 43%. So it has been outperforming Bitcoin. Has to do with the narrative around Ethereum gaining more and more acceptance as the fuel for the DeFi economy, as well as becoming accepted as or seeing a lot of inflows from institutional holders. So there's a number of reasons why it has outperformed Bitcoin. Unfortunately, again, during the most recent upswing, I was hoping we'd see a higher high, which would mean we'd break through the $3,000 level, but we didn't. In fact, we made a lower high, and so it was rejected now a couple of times at 3,000. It's pulled back. We're still above the prior low, So hopefully at around $2,500 here, we hold that level and therefore would make a higher low, which would be a slightly positive and more positive than Bitcoin is indicating right now. Again, for swing trading, this may be a good level to take a look at it, or frankly maybe wait a couple of days, see if it pulls back to 2000, or see if the MACD indicator, which although it shows buy right now, but the histogram has already inflected bearish. So I'd like to wait for the histogram, MACD histogram, to inflect bullish and start rising again. Let's see also, if we take a look at our signal summary and take a look at how many coins are in an uptrend across short, medium, and long-term basis. You'll see that not many are, very few, and actually a lot fewer than are in the downtrend. And here, as you can see, right now, only 48 coins are in an uptrend across short, medium, and long term, while 256 are ranked in a downtrend. If you click on this link, we can see which lucky coins are still in an uptrend across all 3 time horizons. And let's go ahead and click on the charts. As you can see, the criteria is actually up here. So short term, medium term, and long term is in a strong uptrend. And let's look at some of those lucky coins here. Hex, a TFUEL is one of them as well. A few others. The Celsius is well-known name as well. So there are a few still, all in about 48. There are still in an uptrend. In fact, a strong uptrend. Here's a few others. Cream Finance, also a DeFi name, well-known. Pax Gold. All right. Some of the other ones I don't know. If I go back to TFUEL, that one really stands out. It's had a big run up here. Let's take a look at what, maybe there's some news here that could be driving it. So when I select this coin, I can go and read up about the description, but really I'm interested in the news and maybe some events. But let's see, Theta and TFUEL rallied more than 50% as investors anticipate the upcoming mainnet 3.0 launch. Okay, here is our culprit. This is the reason why TFUEL is up. So you can read up more about that, but this is a really good tool for you, in fact, to check on the news for individual coins, maybe even events. Maybe there's some event coming up here. Let's see, Crypto.com exchange lists TFUEL, but that's already passed. I think that was at the end of May. Also, I recommend, by the way, speaking of news, if you're looking for coins with some catalysts, upcoming catalysts or existing catalysts, I suggest you go to the news and events section, where we aggregate tweets from thousands of coins. They're basically press releases. It could be press releases about partnership launches, about product updates, mainnet launches, airdrops, listings, you name it. So if you're a kind of trader that likes to look and find some maybe listings, upcoming listing, go ahead and search for listing and see what coins come up. All right, here's a new listing. Game Token is launching a Q coin tomorrow, 9th of June. Well, there is one. You can go to the news there. And so that is a handy tool that I recommend. Maybe airdrops. Oops, misspelled it. Maybe some of the coins are looking to do some airdrops that could drive the price up as well. All right, here is limited bounty task to win, luck airdrop. All right, let's get back to our analysis though. So on Curated charts, we have a list of top 30 coins with technical analysis. that we conduct in-house. So what I've noticed here that a number of altcoins have hit the resistance and pulled back, and they're sitting close to their support, which could be an interesting buying opportunity for swing traders. So when we take a look at Binance specifically, here's our write-up, and looking at the chart, the price did make a higher high during the last upswing in momentum. That's a positive, and also a higher low. So Binance looks like it may be staging maybe early beginnings of a reversal in trend. Overall, it's still in a downtrend on the short-term and medium-term basis, and uptrend on the long-term basis. But these last couple of weeks have repaired some damage, and like I said, the price has put in a higher high and a higher low, and I think as it pulls back to about $300, if it gets close to that, it could be that's a significant support level. That could be an interesting or attractive entry level for a swing trade. For a trend trader, again, it's still in a downtrend, so too early to consider this. When we look at another Dodge, right? Take a look at the chart again here. Similar situation. It's been consolidating. It was rejected at the resistance zone of about 40 cents. It's pulled back, but it did manage to make a higher high during the last upswing and a higher low as well. And so as it pulls back to these 30 cents here, the support level, which also seems that it's been tested a few times and it's held, it could be an interesting entry opportunity for a swing trade. It is also in a downtrend on the short-term basis and a neutral trend on a medium basis. Let's take a look at, let's see, Kusama. Kusama is a darling for many traders, and also a name that has managed to make a higher high during the last upswing and also a higher low. So this is a potential beginning of a reversal in trend. Again, I'd see if it pulls back closer to the $300 level, but even around the $400, it could be an interesting opportunity. At $300, it would be really attractive, although I'd be surprised if it pulled back all the way there. You keep an eye on the MACD indicator as well. It has inflected. As you can see, the MACD histogram bars have begun to decline, and what I would like to see is the opposite, is the MACD histogram bars begin to rise, and that is typically a good inflection point in momentum where I would get involved. And last one, for good measure, let's take a look at AAVE, a DeFi darling. And here the situation isn't as rosy, in that during the last upswing the price did not make a higher high. It failed to make a higher high, which is concerning. I would have liked to see that, there is a growing interest in owning this coin among the investors, but we failed that, and basically it failed to cross the 450 or even the 400 resistance level. Now it's pulling back to about 300. Now that level, as you can see, going back to March, has been tested several times and more or less has held. So that could be an interesting entry level for a swing trade. All right, guys, I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please feel free to shoot us an email at support@altfins.com. Good luck, everyone.